Oil hit $100 a barrel this week. Markets are panicking. Headlines are screaming about tankers, pipelines, and the Strait of Hormuz. But here's what almost no one is telling you. The real weapon in this war is not oil, it's water. Since the first missiles flew, every analyst, every government, every trading desk on earth has been laser focused on one thing: crude oil. And it makes sense. The Gulf pumps roughly a fifth of the world's oil. Brent crude surged past $120 at peak fare. Qatar halted 20% of global LNG exports. Kuwait and Iraq cut output. The energy shock is real, and it is being felt from London to New Delhi. But while the world watches tankers, something far more fragile is sitting quietly in the crosshairs. Dubai, Kuwait, Bahrain, Doha, cities home to millions of people, have almost no natural fresh water. No rivers, no lakes, virtually no rainfall. They exist because of desalination plants, massive coastal facilities that take seawater and turn it into drinking water. Over 400 of them line the Arabian Gulf. 90% of Kuwait's drinking water is desalinated. 86% of Oman's, 70% of Saudi Arabia's. If those plants go offline, taps run dry in days. And this is not hypothetical anymore. On March 2nd, Iranian missiles struck Dubai's Jebel Ali port, barely 12 miles from the city's largest desalination facility. Debris from a downed drone damaged the Fujairah water plant and Kuwait's Doha West facility. Bahrain has publicly accused Tehran of a drone strike that materially damaged one of its desalination units. Iran meanwhile claims a US strike on Qasem Island cut water supplies to 30 villages and warned Washington set this precedent, not us. Both sides are now pointing fingers, and in the middle of that finger pointing, billions of people are one successful strike away from a water emergency. Here's the difference between oil and water. Oil can be rerouted. Tankers can take longer paths. Strategic reserves can be tapped. Markets eventually stabilize. Water has no detour. A 2010 CIA report warned that most Gulf states would suffer more from destroyed desalination plants than from any other single infrastructure loss. No oil pipeline, no port, no military base. Water. And unlike oil, water is protected under international law. The Geneva Conventions explicitly prohibit attacking civilian water supplies. It can constitute a war crime, yet we have already seen what happens when that line gets crossed. In Gaza, in Ukraine, in the Gulf War of 1991, when Iraqi forces destroyed Kuwait's desalination capacity and left the capital nearly dry for years. The Gulf's modern cities were built on a quiet miracle. The assumption that desalination would always work, that water would always flow, that this one system turning salt water into civilization would never become a target. What is testing that assumption right now? Oil prices will recover, markets always do. But if a major desalination plant is destroyed, millions of people don't get a recovery. They get a humanitarian crisis almost overnight. So yes, watch the oil, but don't take your eyes off the water.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tehran.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.